Hi and welcome back to Normski TV, doing another transfer daily, all things coming in and going out with concerning Arsenal. And yes, Arsenal yet again linked with more players, interested in more players. As I said, linked FC, interested if FC, whatever you want to call it. I'm starting to get a bit frustrated now because I'm seeing other teams around us now, making deals, the likes of Man United with Varane and Sancho, Chelsea, with Koundé, was linked with him, the defender. Arsenal, yes, we've brought in Lokonga, we've brought in Tavares, and we're on the verge of signing Ben White. Now, Ben White is not your stellar signing, it's not your marquee signing. It might cost a lot in money, but when you get the likes of Man United signing Varane, that's a marquee sign. That's someone that's won things. You know what I mean? And Arsenal really, for me personally speaking, need to get a marquee player in. Could that be a Maddison? We've been linked with him. Reports are coming out that Arsenal still have not given up on him. A deal could still be struck. Maybe a player swap plus cash deal. You're throwing Maitland-Niles in there, 15 mil. 45 mil, you get your 60 mil deal. Let's see what happens with that. The other situation is again, the twists concerning Odegaard, saying that he's not really fitted in as he's gone back to Real Madrid. He's not really he feels out of place at the moment. Again, that's what the outlets are reporting. And there could be a U-turn. There's a possibility, I spoke about this yesterday, that he could end up coming back to Arsenal, whether that's on a loan deal or whether we buy him outright. That's something to look out for. But the main one I want to really talk about today, and it's all over the news outlets, everybody's talking about it, and that Arsenal are interested, again I'll say are interested in Lautaro Martinez, who plays for Inter Milan, striker, who's I think he's around 23 years old, scored 30 goals in all competitions, made around about 48 appearances for Inter Milan. Very good player. As I said, 19 goals. I think he got 19 goals in the league, if I'm not mistaken. I can't give you the exact details, but I'm sure I saw that somewhere. But basically, Arsenal, are kind of turned their attentions to this player. Now, we are linked with Tammy Abrahams, but this Lautaro Martinez, they got him valued at, Inter Milan wants 60 million for him. Now, the transfer, I think they're saying that his actual transfer value is around about 27 million pounds, but Inter Milan, he's been doing quite well for them. And look, 60 million pounds, it's a lot of money. And you would think that Inter Milan would want that as cash. As I said, all the European clubs, across Spain, Italy are struggling financially, and they could do with that kind of money. Now, there's a possibility, obviously, that maybe a player swap cash deal could happen with Bellerin going the other way. We know that Inter Milan are interested in Bellerin. Arsenal want to sell him outright, maybe for around about 20 million pounds. Whether we can get that for him is another thing. Inter Milan want to take him on loan, but only with an option to buy, not an obligation. Whereas Arsenal, if they were going to send him on loan, it would be for an obligation to buy after the loan deal has expired. Now, maybe there's a possibility that we could use it as a bargaining tool. Would Inter Milan let this guy go? He's a good player. He plays behind what's the player's name? I can see his face. But he plays behind Lukaku, and I'll tell you my memory's going. And would they let him go? Basically, London, I think Sport London, reported this. Football London reported this, that Arsenal interested in him, and they're saying that maybe a player, by offering a player cash deal involving Hector Bellerin. It goes and say that, as reported by Football London back in May, the clubs are keen on. They're saying they're keen on signing a goalkeeper, a creative midfielder, obviously a defender, but it also means that we need to maybe possibly look at a striker. If Lacazette goes, we're hearing Atletico Madrid are interested in him. I think somewhere in the region of around £13 million. That's what the news, that's what's been touted. Now, if he goes, then we need to get a striker in. As I said, I'm all over the place, but Tammy Abrahams, has been linked with Arsenal. Chelsea need to offload him. They're looking at £40 million. Would you take him? As I said, would you take Tammy Abrahams? Could we get this Lautaro Martinez? And is there a possibility that a deal could be struck with Inter Milan using Hector Bellerin as part of the deal? Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this something that's possible, or is it just another interest-linked FC thing going on with Arsenal again? It's kind of getting really laborious now, talking about the fact that we're linked with loads of players and the fact that we're not getting rid of players. And that's my massive concern right now, is that there are a lot of players on our books that we just can't shift at the moment. I'm hearing that the Runnison deal that could possibly collapse because they can't agree on the fee. This is just typical Arsenal, Runnison. Can you imagine that? Yeah, we can't get rid of Runnison. And apparently I'm hearing he's on £40,000 a week. I mean, who pays a goalkeeper who hasn't got a Scooby? Oh, listen, man, it's really frustrating. But listen, it is what it is. And we just have to just bide our way when it comes to Arsenal. As I said, that's the situation with the Martinez situation. Whether it happens or not, we again have to watch this space. There was another talk about a player that we've been linked with, a young Portuguese player, Wonderkid, they're calling him. He's Arsenal reportedly considering a move for Pacus de Ferreira, starlet Pacus de Ferreira, whose name is Macho Dijallo. Yeah. Now, Pacus de Ferreira is the football club that he plays for, and his name is Macho Dijallo, if I pronounce it right. And this is according to Sun. That it says that we want him possibly for the price that they're talking or quoting is £1 million. It would only be a potential. He was not somebody that is going to come into the first team. He actually made an appearance as the youngest player in the Premier League in the Portuguese league on his 16th birthday. But he's sort of failed to hit the ground running after that. So there's a possibility. As I said, he's 18 years old. Only £1 million. That's right up Arsenal Street. And as I said, the sort of profile player that we're going for, he kind of probably fits the bill, but he'll probably end up playing in the under 19 side or under 23 sides, and just try and progressing through that. Right, as I said, the news is basically, it's just Arsenal just taking so long when it comes to trying to lock down players. As I said, there's another one that just popped up here, and as I'm speaking here, Willock in talks with Monaco. Now that's interesting. And this is from RMC Sport. It says Joe Willock seems highly likely to leave Arsenal this summer, with Newcastle United having been the destination constantly mentioned. However, the young gunner now has another option in the form of ASA Monaco, as suggested by RMC Sport. It's saying that tentative talks have taken place over a switch to the Stade Louis Stadium. So look, listen, this has come out by it's a tweet that's come out. Don't know more details to that, but again, we're gonna have to watch this space. That's just news that's kind of sort of filtering out right now, and that's Willock linked with a move to AS Monaco, and tentative talks have been happening. I spoke about Odegaard and say that he's not happy. Apparently he's not happy, and there's a possibility that a U-turn can happen. I'm just looking, sorry for not looking at the camera, I'm just looking through and just seeing what's actually coming up live. The Locatelli situation, Juventus still are in negotiations with Locatelli. Arsenal will still be there waiting in the wings. Whether a deal will happen with Juventus, we'll just have to wait and see. At the moment, nothing concrete yet. But Fabrizio Romano is saying that the likelihood is that Arsenal just really need to move on and look at other targets concerning that. Let's just look through to see if there's any other situations that's going on. Not really a lot. Obviously, we're just waiting for the Ben White deal to happen. Just want to talk about the Granit Xhaka situation again. Granit Xhaka, we know, linked with Roma. Still, as yet, nothing has happened. And just here, it said Granit Xhaka sent a message. Arsenal midfielder Granit Xhaka has sent his fans a message amid talks between the Gunners and the Italian outfit AS Roma. He says the two clubs have been locked in talks over the last 3 weeks as North London club have held strong over the 17 million valuation of the Swiss international. The 20-year-old has taken to social media to share a video of him training hard in the gym with the caption reading, "No excuses." He joined, as I said, from Borussia Mönchengladbach back in the summer of 2016, paid £35 million for this guy. As far as I'm concerned, just didn't get the money's worth. You know, we could have, as I said, we could have gone for Kante, and we could have probably been playing in Champions League, but we've ended up with Granit Xhaka. I'm hoping that move happens, you know what I mean? We have got so many players that we need to get off our books. I listed them yesterday, I'm going to list them again. You know, you got Kolasinac, Bellerin, Reece Nelson, possibly Willock, Willian. Let's think of other players. Maybe El Nene. You know, these are just to name a few. I think I said Reece Nelson. We just got to get these guys. Torreira, what's happening with him? Do you know what I mean? We need to get these players out. There's only 2 weeks left to the season opener against Brentford. We've still got a good few weeks before the transfer window closes, but Arsenal really need to now start getting rid of players so that we can progress and get the players that we want. I really do want to see us either go for Maddison, you know what I mean? If we can do that deal, it's saying that Arteta's still interested in him, even though, you know, some, you know, journalists are saying that, you know, why would he want to come to Arsenal? You know, some are even saying it's a step down, it's a stepping backwards. Right now, Leicester are a better side than Arsenal. Put it in the comments. Do you think Leicester are a better side? We are a bigger club than them, but are Leicester a better side than Arsenal currently as we speak? And, you know, it just seems as if, you know, we're just moving too slow when it comes to our targets. Sol Campbell came out concerning the Ben White, and he's saying, really, you know, £50 million, you're paying £50 million. Are you paying £50 million for a good utility player? Because £50 million basically says that that guy is going to be brilliant in that position. That's his position as a centre back. But we know that Ben White can play as a right back. We know that he can play as a defensive midfielder. What are we buying Ben White for? Are we buying him as a centre back, or are we buying him as a utility player? Again, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. But at the moment, it's the same kind of thing that we're regurgitating up at the moment. As I said, the only real big news, as I said, is the Martinez situation. Inter Milan, is it something that we could do? And then we're hearing, obviously, Willock possibly in talks with AS Monaco. We'll see what happens there. But we really need to get rid of our players. Guys, thanks again for watching the channel. Please like, subscribe if you're new, share, and I'll see you on the next Transfer Daily. Take care.